those rumors and the reporting wasn't coming from nowhere. And then his agent comes out and says, hey, Tom will let everyone know definitively. And then it came out that there was a date at which point he would get his dough. Isn't that is this done, you think, or is he really making up his mind?
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with the finances. I don't think. Really? I mean, the money ain't really. Brady is not going to try to bamboozle the Bucs for $15 million. I think he really is torn between making a hard decision. And look, Jeff Darlington is my go-to guy whenever things is all Tom Brady. There's no question about it. Mm-hmm. If Tom Brady was eating potato chips, I want to know what flavor, what kind. I go to Jeff Darlington. And then Adam Schefter, if I want to know what's going on around the league, I go to Adam. If an owner's eating cheese. So, and I want to know what kind. In this situation, sometimes you tell people, you have conversations with people, and you say, hey, I think I'm done. This is it. It's over with, but I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 99% sure, and that's pretty much it. And they say to you, are you sure? And you go, yeah, I'm pretty sure, man, and I want to do it at a certain time. Let me think about it a little bit more. And then they say, ask you again, are you sure? And you go, yeah, I'm sure. And then they have that particular information. And Jeff and Adam, so the people are correct in understanding, they never said Tom Brady was retiring today. They said Tom Brady is going to retire from the NFL. Now, what does that mean? That means he's eventually going to retire. Is it today? Is it tomorrow? Is it next year? Is it the year after? They never said a date, a drop-dead date. And when you get fired from those two individuals, as y'all know, Jay and Max, people then take it and run with it. They haven't reconfirmed any dates. All they're saying is he's going to retire.
Okay, Jay, listen to the sound. It's time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Because usually Key will say something like that. I'll be like, that sounds right to me. But I don't think the reporting is like that. If he's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure, and they keep knocking at the door, and eventually he goes, yeah, I'm going to retire. To me, it's too coincidental that the reporting comes out, then there's a deadline with $15 million. I don't care how much money you have. It's $15 million. And then the agent comes
there you go, Max.
Yeah, you know me, Key. You got that right. And I'm different than other people in that respect. Not at all.
He was one play away from it, and he still has plenty of football left in him. But I will never question a man's beliefs in wanting to be around his wife and his kids, and very strong in terms of that. And then on top of that, when you got Jeff Darlington, again, I must say, when you have Jeff and Adam reporting it, there's some truth to him retiring. And
well, Key, he can report it, Key. He can report it. It doesn't mean that, hey, I thought this way last week when I was going through a roller coaster of emotion, and maybe that is the way I'm leaning, but it doesn't mean that I can't go back and forth. It doesn't mean that that's not fluid.
Sounds like you guys are saying the same thing, actually.
Yeah, he's gonna go back and forth on it. But in the end, Tom Brady is probably not going to play football this year. And the $15 million deadline is all about salary cap. It's if he collects that money, it hurts the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a salary cap situation. And that Tom Brady's not going to dupe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for $15 million.
Can I tell you what I would love to see, Max? I would love if he doesn't get the money, fine. Frankly, just me. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Speculation, I hope. It's when Michael Jordan went and then played for the Washington Wizards. He didn't retire with the Washington Wizards, right? Like, it's retire with the Bulls. Like, I would love for him to go back to the Pats, sign that one-day contract, and just retire with the Pats.
That's probably
We'd love to see that with him and Bill
that's
Belichick and that moment of them kind of cementing that legacy together.
So, Key, hearing that, the larger question is really, let's assume for a second the reporting's not out of left field, which we assume it's not, and he's not going to play football. He's going to retire, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
What does he do next? Jay mentions retire as a Patriot. You seem to think that's a possibility from your reaction.
Yeah, you're certainly going to do that.
Coaching, broadcasting.
No, he ain't coaching.
Well, I don't see him coaching. I don't see him as a broadcaster. I don't see him in a front office. Ownership, something. Derek Jeter, Michael Jordan, they own teams, Key. That I could see. What do you see as next for Brady?
But those guys, when you talk about Derek Jeter owning a team, being a part of a team and running the team and doing those sort of things, that was always his aspirations. He always wanted to be a part of that. Michael Jordan, same thing with MJ. I remember talking to MJ and hanging out with him at a restaurant, and he was talking about purchasing a basketball team many years ago, and he was still playing. He was still with the Chicago Bulls at this time, and talking about being a part of ownership group, and then following him to Charlotte when I played for the Panthers and hanging out with him and talking about him eventually taking over for Bob Johnson and buying the team outright. When you look at the National Football League and you look at the price of teams and how it goes, no matter if you Peyton Manning, no matter if you are the greatest football player in the history that ever was created of a football player, and you're Tom Brady, it's very difficult to get a piece, a sliver, just a crumb of a football team. That's why a lot of ex-players are not in that position, because economically it's hard. And on top of that, most of the NFL teams are owned by families and passed down from family generation to generation to generation. I see Tom Brady going into the Hollywood world, meaning lots of documentaries, letting the TB12 brand take off. He has the clothing line. He's building the nutrition, the wellness situation. I think that is more him, the production side of things with Michael Strahan. I think that is more of his kind of avenue to, so to speak, to go down. Now, if you told me that Mr. Kraft wanted to do the late Dr. Jerry Buss to the Magic Johnson, here you go, you're like a son to me, here's a piece of the team, we love you so much, that's a different situation. I could see something like that where he's saying, we're going to allow you to invest in our team, but, we're still running it. I can see that part of it, because Tom Brady has obviously made Mr. Kraft a very, very, very wealthy man with the 6 championships and the 9 Super Bowl appearances.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.